Sponsored by Ocean Wave Cleaning and Restoration. Sponsored by Hadassah Homes Real Estate and Design.
Meet Fashion Monger Academy, co-host. Pina Boatwright, RD, Health Coach Pina, is a name synonymous with culinary excellence, holistic wellness, and a passion for teaching. As a culinary instructor and registered dietitian, Chef Pina's love for cooking, teaching, and wellness shines through in everything she does. Her holistic approach to health, combined with her culinary creativity and passion for yoga, makes her a truly inspirational figure in the wellness community. Pina's dedication to empowering individuals to lead a healthy lifestyle is a testament to her belief in the transformative power of food, fitness, and connection. Meet host Menervia Akers, legendary interior designer, self-taught artistic designer, and underground stylist. She developed flair for fashion, decor, and beauty at a young age. Now she wants to help you discover your own personal style into a stylish lifestyle through FMA lessons. This is Fashion Monger Academy. Connect with Fashion Monger Academy. Find us on social media platforms. FMA is committed staying connected with our community. You can find us, stay up to date with the latest style, beauty, culinary, and FMA lifestyle curated lesson plans by following us on social media platforms. Follow us on social media platforms for inspiration, highlights, and FMA curated updates. Follow us on YouTube, watch podcast episodes, tutorial, interviews, and virtual short stories about our lifestyle curated academy. Visit our website for comprehensive information about our broadcast curated lifestyle resources. Visit the official FMA website, www.fashionmongeracademy.com. We look forward to connecting with you and helping you embark on your lifestyle journey. This is Fashion Monger Academy. Get ready to be entertained, enlightened, and empowered with edifying FMA lifestyle curated lessons.
The American Dream. What is the American Dream? Pursuit of happiness. The ideal that every U.S. citizen has an equal opportunity to achieve success, prosperity, and upward social mobility through hard work, determination, and free will. The dream of raising a family, homeownership with the white picket fence. Rooted in the Declaration of Independence, it promises the freedom to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The true American dream is the foundational ethos that any individual, regardless of background, can achieve a better, fuller, and more prosperous life through hard work, determination, and initiative. Coming up, host Menervia, interior designer, fashion and style enthusiast.
Welcome back. We are so excited to have our guest today. Oh, she's fabulous. She loves leopard, just like me, so I wore my leopard. And her name is Esther Summersett. She is a real estate broker and interior designer. So I just can't wait for you guys to hear our conversation today in Lesson Plan, American Dream. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Fashion Monger Academy. Today we are honored to welcome Esther Summersett, Realtor broker and founder of Hadassah Homes Real Estate and Design Incorporated, as Fashion Monger Academy's financial education real estate contributor. We are delighted to bring FMA students powerful insight into how real estate can be used as a pathway to build generational wealth. not only here in America, but also internationally. Through her experience in buying, selling, investing, design, development, negotiation, and community advocacy, Esther brings a unique perspective that connects financial education with real-life opportunities for ownership, empowerment, and long-term success. As we begin today's episode, we invite our FMA students to listen, learn, and think bigger about the role real estate can play in creating stability, legacy, and generational wealth for families and communities. Welcome financial education contributor, Realtor broker Esther Summersett to FMA.
So we're going to get into buying the American dream. So what happened to the American dream, everybody? Buying the American dream. What happened to working hard and owning a home, having a family, the white picket fence, all that? Is it gone? So let's get into that. Okay, coming up, buying the American dream.
Welcome back, Fashion Monger Academy students. Get ready to be entertained, enlightened, and empowered with another FMA Lifestyle Curated lesson plan, The American Dream. Today's lesson plan is titled The American Dream, a powerful idea that has shaped generations of ambition, opportunity, and hope. The phrase American Dream was popularized in 1931 by writer James Truslow Adams. He described it as a vision of equal opportunity, the belief that every person should have the chance to build a better, richer, and fuller life. For many people, the American dream has been connected to major life milestones: owning a home, pursuing education, starting a business, building financial security, and creating a better future for the next generation. Upward mobility, the belief that with hard work, discipline, and opportunity, people can improve their lives and achieve success. Equal opportunity, the idea that a person's background should not limit their potential or access to advancement. Material prosperity, the ability to gain financial security, own a home, provide for a family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Individual freedom, the liberty to make personal choices, pursue goals, and shape one's own life path. But as we explore this lesson, we also have to ask an important question. Has the American dream been equally accessible to everyone?
Okay, welcome back to Fashion Monger Academy lesson plan. Okay, so we're going to get started with questions before we get to know who Esther really is. Okay, so buying the American dream. So we have a couple questions for you in that little jar there.
Oh, for me.
Yes, so pick one out and then read the question and hope you'll be able to answer that for us.
Let's hope so. Okay. When you look back at your own journey, what does the American dream look like to you?
Yes.
I mean, when I look back at my own journey, I don't really think of it as an American dream.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think initially, I think at my young ages, there was always that thought of the white
Yes.
picket fence, right?
Yeah.
Because that's truly what was sold to us.
That was sold to us. Yep. That's what I'm saying. We're
So that
buying
to
into
me
that.
was like the white picket fence, the
Yeah.
husband, the this, the that, the
Yes.
dog running around, even
Yes.
though I was allergic. Didn't know that till later.
The poor cat never had a shot.
No,
But anyway.
no. I mean, I had
dog.
some of those when I was little and got in trouble for having them. But,
Yeah.
all that to say that, that was the initial.
Yes.
And
that
I
was
think
sold to
that
us. Mhm.
we, a lot of times when we don't know who we are yet,
That's true.
that's what that looks like.
That's
It's
it.
whatever people
That
give
makes-
us.
Yeah, right. It pushes us to go for that no matter what your dreams were. That is what we needed to do. That was just,
This is your mission.
that's your mission.
And if
period,
you get
no matter
there, you're
what.
successful.
Thank you. Oh my God. And why did they determine that would be successful? Because you own the home, got the husband or the spouse. I should say you got the spouse, couple of kids, filled up the house, like you said, the dog and the picket fence. Always wanted that white picket fence.
Yep.
Oh my
And the
goodness.
houses were so beautiful
Oh,
because
yeah.
they were white.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Baking cookies, all that stuff.
Yeah, those are all real shows.
That was what we were buying into.
Systemic inequality and redlining discrimination The ideal of equal opportunity for all historically excluded marginalized groups. Structural barriers such as generational wealth disparities and housing discrimination like redlining prevent equitable access to the dream. The American dream structural barriers, such as unequal access to wealth, education, lending, and housing, made it harder for many families to pursue the same path toward ownership and stability.
What is a buyer? What is a seller? And what is an investor?
FMA students, if you're selling in 2026, the opportunity is still there, but the playbook has changed. It is no longer enough to simply list a home and expect immediate results. Buyers have more choices now, which means pricing, presentation, timing, and negotiation all matter even more. The homes that really stand out are the ones that feel polished, well-prepared, and easy for buyers to picture themselves in. That is where Esther's expertise becomes a real advantage, because she helps sellers position a property to compete and connect.
A seller is somebody that's selling their house.
Okay.
Selling their house, their condo, whatever that looks like. A buyer is the person on the other side that is the purchaser. So let's put it like this. The seller is your retail store. The buyer is the purchaser.
That's a good idea.
Investor is somebody that is putting in money to acquire a property, to then a lot of times they flip it, whether they do repairs and then put it right back on the market. So it's not really something that they live in. Most investors don't live in their property, but some would.
And then when you say that, when I look at it now, if I am going to ever buy a home, I would like to buy either a multi or three-family. New England has a lot of three-family units, and they're all stacked up on top of each other. So something like that, you would live there, or if you even had a two-family home, you might live in one and rent out the other. But if you had the three-family, you might have that option to rent out the two units, and it pays for itself, and you don't have to pay at all. So that's another way for me to invest, save money to buy something else.
Yes, and so those are actually...
You don't like that kind of property? What do you call that? What do you call that kind of property?
So investment property, they're more multis. We call them multis. They're multis after a certain amount of units, and then they become commercial.
Oh, okay.
So all that being said is it depends on the lifestyle that you want to live, right? Okay. I know that I worked in human services. I didn't want to come home to tenants. Right? Okay. And so but I always do say that if you're open to that, that is most ideal.
Yes, yes.
Because you can then move out, leave that, and then do your own single. Yeah. And a lot of times what people don't know is that you can
FMA fun fact.
Reapply for first-time home buyers programs. Oh. You can become a first-time home buyers again.
How?
Because if your dynamic changes.
Oh, when you go to a single home.
Yes.
I see.
So let's say, for instance, when you bought this property, you didn't have X amount of kids. You outgrew that property. You now need a school system. Your dynamic, your life changed.
So true.
So now you get to obviously now kind of like reapply as a first-time home.
Wow, I didn't think of it that way. So. Again, that's funny you say that because a lot of people don't want to be a landlord. So that's some people don't have the skin for that.
Right.
Tough skin to do that. Me, I'm very assertive, so that wouldn't be a problem. But then, housing laws, there's a lot of that. Yeah. So you have to be careful. People move in and out, so you always have to make sure there's money there because if they're gone for, if the apartment's vacant for a while, then you run into that problem and so on. So, yeah, so you could be an investor with owning something like that, income property, or I always feel like you're not generating wealth, I think, when you have a single family. I just don't see the money there. for the family, unless you're passing it down.
Well, I think they're different. So you are, right? And there's also different ways of doing that, right? Because that's a whole different conversation about trust.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to
Right?
have the living
well,
trust.
you don't have to, but I would do like an irrevocable trust. Right?
Okay.
So those are all different dynamics as to that you obtain. So, but first you obtain the house. And when you're speaking of not really being able to build wealth, well, technically you are.
You are.
Because if I
Okay.
bought my house at 300,
Yeah.
and a few years later it's worth 500, 600, now
Yeah.
I have equity.
But what about
Right?
the property gain? How does that work?
I'm sorry.
Is it called property gain when the property is gained so much and you have to pay that tax back?
You actually pay taxes at the sale, right?
Yeah.
You're going to pay taxes for your property regardless yearly, and that's going to continue to, just like car excise tax, right?
Yes.
All those things are real, right? But to say like if I bought my house and then I sell, obviously there's capital.
Capital gain. Sorry.
Right?
Thank you. That's the word.
Capital
gain.
is capital gain, and
Yes.
I'm always going to pay taxes on capital gains because
Okay.
Uncle Sam is not going. I'm not going to walk away.
But how do
without
you avoid capital gain? That's the
And
key.
there you go. And
wanna avoid that.
We're going to do a revocable trust.
Okay.
Right? And so we're going to get an attorney
Okay.
that is going to guard our assets. Okay?
Yes.
This is where we go. The good thing about a revocable trust is technically you're still the trustee, so you're still able to do like a HELOC, a home equity line of credit for
Okay.
your equity, right? And so now you have this line of credit, and with this line of credit, $200K is another down payment for another property. Fair to say? So that's the building wealth part.
Okay.
You're
So
using
there
your
it is.
assets to gain assets.
So, okay. So you can build wealth on single property.
Yes, ma'am.
Home. Oh, that is good to know. Because
Yes.
I always thought that was a liability and never going to
nope.
gain.
And that's also why I say get the property. Don't get the property that's already designed for you. Get the property that needs your tender love and care.
Yes, I'm good at that.
Because at the end of the day, it's called sweat equity.
Ah,
Right?
Yes.
You bought
Yes.
it at this price because it was possibly not the best looking house on the block. You know? But once you did all these repairs, right?
Yeah.
Now you get an appraisal.
Yeah.
And the house is worth X, Y, and Z, and now you get a
so true.
HELOC.
Okay. Now, what about the property when you do that? How much should you really put in sweat equity? Because now the house is next to you.
You have to be mindful.
Okay.
Right?
Because what is that called again when you have to get that?
You're
map?
overpricing.
Yeah.
You're pricing the neighborhood.
Yes.
Technically,
no
that's
one's
what you're
gonna want to
doing.
buy it just because of the other houses around.
Right.
It.
So, for instance, in my neighborhood, there's this extravagant house that they built from the ground up. Right. So, my neighborhood, I want to say, is within certain ranges of prices, right? Which is $800K. When you have $1 million house in that neighborhood, it's not going to fly.
No.
You know,
No.
there's a house around the corner that's been, I don't know how many times, how long it's been on the market.
Right.
Right. It looks like a mansion that
and
don't
then-
even belong
Exactly.
in the city, never mind a neighborhood.
Right. And
You
then
know,
they're going to price your house lower because of the person's house next to you is lower.
But
The comps.
you do comps, right? You look at what's in the area. You do the exterior curb appeal. You do the kitchen, your bathrooms, right?
Yes.
Don't fix what's not broken type of thing. And I don't mean,
Okay.
and please, by all this, I do not mean shortcut the repair. I don't say Mickey Mouse it. I mean,
Yeah, if
you
it's
know,
working, don't need to get cabinets when the
correct,
cabinets are
because I
still
don't want
open and
people to
closing.
misconstrue what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
So again, just don't do something that's needed, but we can take something. You and I know that you can take that very same thing and make it something else.
Yes, so true. Okay, so stay tuned. We're going to get into interior design.
Up next, Esther's work does not stop at the closing table. She is also an interior designer, bringing creative vision and practical strategy together to help clients maximize each property's full potential. Through design, staging, renovations, and space planning, Esther helps transform both residential and commercial spaces. Whether preparing a home for market, reimagining a room, or advising on improvements that increase value, she helps clients create spaces they love while making smart investment decisions. Her design expertise includes interior styling, space planning, home staging, value enhancement, renovation consulting, redesign strategy, and development-focused design.
Welcome back to Fashion Monger Academy. Okay, we're going to get into interior design. So when you buy a house or a condo or what have you, interior design is still something that you should look into. So if you can't afford an interior designer, you can decorate it or something like that. But interior design is still an important piece, I think, to elevate your property. A lot of people don't think you need to get into interior design these days, but I think it's still needed. Even though when you're even selling the home, staging the home is important. A lot of people don't think they need to do that because AI can also do it for you. But you still need a human being to go in there and to make it look nice when that person actually wants to physically see it.
Right.
Coming up. During this segment, Esther Summersett, real estate broker and interior designer, will share with FMA the real estate financial education lessons and her experience in buying, selling, and transforming residential and commercial spaces. What makes Esther stand out is that she does not just help people complete transactions. She helps them see potential, create value, and make decisions that support long-term growth. Her mission is to educate, empower, and elevate, using real estate and design to build wealth and uplift the community. And that is exactly why this lesson plan matters, because she brings both expertise and purpose to the table.
Where do you think it fits in with interior design and real estate?
Everywhere.
I agree.
I feel like, for me, I'm blessed to be in a position where I can render those services alongside.
Yes. You're not letting it go out the door. You have all under one umbrella.
Correct, because I feel like it's kind of like shortcutting somebody. Not having that in a sense, if that makes sense. I'm not going to say that somebody without it is no good. I'm saying that this brings additional value to the table.
Yes, it does.
That because we're talking about curb appeal, yes, you can AI everything. You can, but AI is not going to come do it for you either.
No, they're not.
So, unless you're paying some really good AI services, let me know so I can utilize.
You still need to have a body in there to do it.
Yeah,
People don't realize
having
that.
the eye. So I think the importance of Hadassah Home specifically is to alleviate the pressure of the buyer and the seller, because as we know, there are psychological impacts in all this for both parties when purchasing or selling, and so we're able to come in and ease that for them.
Okay.
Creative vision is one of the most powerful things a professional can bring to real estate. It is the ability to look at a property and see not just what is there today, but what is possible. Maybe it is a better layout story. Maybe it is the right design update. Maybe it is a presentation strategy that helps buyers immediately connect with the home. Look for a real estate agent that will help clients move beyond simply putting a property on the market. Esther helps them elevate it, position it, and bring out its full potential.
Is that where your vision would come in to say, this is what you can do with that? Because they don't see it.
Yes. Predominantly, a lot of times my clients look at it as interior design. They're looking at it more like in the aesthetic.
Yes.
Right? But because of my background, right, and maybe even so like my lifestyle, because a lot of your education comes from life.
Yeah, yes.
Right?
I agree.
And so the hardships, having to try to figure it out, right?
That's right.
When I'm looking at something, I'm not looking at a jar for this. I'm looking like I'm going to do whatever I need to do with that jar.
Right. We know how to problem solve.
To get me
right away.
What I need what I need, right?
Yep.
And so yes, but those are definitely one of the perks of hiring somebody with interior design.
Yeah. And I think it's a plus for having someone like, if I was a real estate agent and someone like you that is a real estate agent and broker, have that background. You can see more than that.
There's definitely value.
There's value there. So, and I don't think people really appreciate that. Or people's upbringing really does play a part in how, you know what I mean?
Yep. It's our drive for sure.
It
I
is.
think when you said that you don't think people truly appreciate that, I think there's a lack of appreciation for each other in general.
Up next,
In this segment, we also want to speak to the complex client because real estate is not always simple and straightforward. Sometimes people are navigating family transitions, relocation, inherited property, investment pressure, timing issues, or homes that need serious work before they can go to market. Those moments require more than technical knowledge. They require patience, clarity, calm leadership, and the ability to guide someone through a complicated process without losing sight of the bigger goal.
Now, what about that complex buyer? When you, because they get a little testy when, their emotions are high, the mindset, when you say you have to declutter, they get a little personal, they get a little irritated when you have to say these things.
The seller?
Seller.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right, so this is the thing. When you hire a professional, if they're passionate about their job, if they're looking out for your well-being, they're going to tell you these things.
Oh, that's a nice way of saying
It's
it,
the
yeah.
same thing as if I want to people please you, then I just want to sell. If I'm your friend, I'm going to tell you whether you look good or not.
That's so true.
If I'm not your friend, I'm going to let you walk around with a hole in your pants.
That's right.
It's often not referred to as that way, but authenticity and realism,
Yeah.
transparency, it's really true relationship.
Okay, so don't get offended,
No.
sellers. They're looking out for your best interests. And yeah, then that, to me, you're not ready to sell if you're feeling that way.
Because they're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, she said X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z.
They get so bent out of
And
shape.
so, so obviously we shouldn't be saying it in a way of disrespect, right?
Yes, right.
Because it should all be out of place of fiduciary
Okay.
responsibilities.
Yeah. Okay. If someone is thinking about listing their home, what are the top 2 or 3 things they can do right now to maximize the sale of their home? So
Declutter.
Declutter.
Declutter,
is
man.
big.
Because the truth is that when people go to your house, they look at the space. If it's full of stuff, they can't see it.
Can't see.
Declutter, depersonalize.
Please.
Okay. Wants to see X, Y, and Z because they can't visualize themselves in your home.
That's right.
Right? And keeping it clean.
Yeah.
Keeping it clean.
What about the smell? Because some people have pets.
So first of all, remove any evidence of pets.
Thank you.
Evidence of pets. Turn on a candle. Ask your realtor to turn on a candle prior to open house.
Right.
Simple things go a long way.
So true.
up next.
One of the most exciting parts of this segment is the role of interior design and staging, because this is where presentation becomes power. These are not just extra touches. They are real value enhancement tools. The way a property looks, feels, and flows can completely shape a buyer's response. Staging helps people imagine life in the space, and thoughtful design helps reveal function, beauty, and possibility. In a market where buyers have more options, those details can make the difference between a home that gets passed over and a home that truly stands out. And yes, there is real data behind that. Research has shown that staging can increase the value buyers are willing to offer and can also help reduce time on the market. That is such an important reminder for our audience. Presentation is not just about making a property look good. It is about supporting stronger outcomes and helping sellers compete more effectively.
Up next.
Is the trend of staging homes still critical, or buyers looking for something different? What do you think?
So I think staging home is still critical for
Yeah.
sure. I
Yeah.
think, again, where what you're providing is a vision.
That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying that specifically. The declutter doesn't mean empty out the space. It means take out everything that's not relevant.
Right.
Keep
Okay.
what you can see, and I would also say go with earthy tones.
I agree.
When dressing your beds, when doing X, Y, and Z, even if you got to get sofa covers for real, get you some sofa covers.
I agree.
Because I've seen some
stains.
stuff.
Yes.
So please, because all that tells a story.
Yeah, that's so true. What about renovation and redesigning? Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Yep. So you can book consultations. We do renovations, and obviously, when I say we, it's a collaboration. Everything that we do, we're highly in regards to community. So everything is a collaboration. When we do renovations, you can look at possibly even some of like the Google reviews. You'll see where I've had instances where the actual seller didn't live in the state.
Oh, wow.
And left me the keys, renovated, and put on the market.
Oh, my gosh.
Literally,
That's awesome.
from the floor
Yeah.
down,
Okay.
and I put it back on the market and got what it was looking for, and there you go. So I think that, again, the greatest, I feel like, perk about that is just taking that pressure off of you.
Okay.
So that you can continue doing what you got to do. Right?
Yeah.
And we can do what we love to do.
They put trust in you.
Yeah.
That's important. So interior design is all about trust. You have to have trust in that designer to watch your money, because that's the whole point of having a designer. Also, they help with keeping you on budget, and they know what to put in the space planning. There's so many reasons why you need interior design. They're not just there to fluff a pillow. They're there to do. They are there to work with the contractors, and it's just there's a trade. It's just a lot to it. There's a lot behind
Project
that.
management, a lot of things.
Yes, project management.
Because there's a lot of times where you send a contractor is going to do exactly what you told him to do.
That's right.
They're not going to look at whether it looks good or not.
They don't even see the vision.
No,
half the
and
time.
when you put it, when they put it in, it's going to be like, I did what you told me to.
Yeah, they're like, oh wow, you do it. Yeah, you told me to do it. You said that's going to go there. So it's so true. Invest in that, and maybe you can work out something with your real estate agent that maybe they can help out with the staging costs, things like that. But it's very important to have that budget available for that piece when you are selling it. Don't really sell it as is, I don't think, but fix it up a little bit so you can get that extra coin. Okay, coming up, buying the American dream.
The modern American dream. Today's American dream is changing. For many people, it is no longer defined only by owning a large home, building endless wealth, or following one traditional path to success. Instead, the modern dream is centered on stability, flexibility, personal fulfillment, and the freedom to make meaningful life choices. Stability, having a steady income, safe housing, affordable healthcare, and peace of mind. Flexibility, being able to balance work, family, health, creativity, and personal goals. Purpose, building a meaningful career or business that reflects personal values. Financial independence, earning enough to live with dignity, reduce debt, and make choices without constant financial pressure. Community and well-being, valuing mental health, relationships, support systems, and quality of life over simply striking it rich. Younger generations, especially Gen Z, often see the traditional version of the American dream, homeownership, a lifelong 9 to 5 career, and the nuclear family model, as harder to achieve because of high living costs, student debt, and economic uncertainty. But they're not giving up on the dream. They are redefining it.
With today's high housing costs, do you see renting as a stepping stone or entirely new permanent version of the American dream? The new generation, well, I don't know if you call them generational, what do you call them, Z? They don't want the American dream anymore. They don't even want a vehicle, for goodness sakes. So they rather, their vision, just live in an apartment and that's it. Just go to work and live in an apartment. They don't even want to have the American dream. So, because of the housing cost. So do you see them as do you see renting as a stepping stone? Because that used to be rent first, then buy a home.
That's what I did.
Or
So
what do you do?
So I mean, I feel like it's really important to get it's a experience, right? When I remember myself, even so, before purchasing my home, I went from, transparently speaking, from Section 8 myself to letting go of Section 8 and paying for 2 years straight. Right?
Okay.
So it's a transition.
It is, because some people don't even want to give up to Section 8 because that.
I know. I
You're
walked
one foot in, one
like,
foot out, and don't know if you step out, you're going to lose all this.
So they rather dim down their work hours. They rather do this. They rather do that because it's a safety.
Safety.
And I remember walking into the housing authority, and they were like, I gave them a letter of, releasing the Section 8. They were like, you sure?
Sure, right.
Because it's not something they're seeing.
Yeah.
But again, faith with no works is no good, right? And so we got to let go of the little teddy bear to get the big teddy bear. and so, for me, I had to do that. Literally, I think that was the hardest part.
Right. That's hard. And that really makes you really push and do it because you can't go back.
Right. So, but I was not. I was already at the point where either I can pay my rent. My husband has a job. I have a full-time job,
Right.
and so now I just want to start slate. I want to transition us into paying full rent, and then from there we went into homeownership.
There you go. See?
So I think that's a good thing, but I wouldn't say that you have to. My daughter didn't do it.
Right.
She lived with the in-laws.
Okay. I was gonna
Raised
say, for a while.
100 and something K.
There it is.
And bought her first home within COVID.
Wow.
By the way.
Okay.
Bought her first home that and didn't even have to do like a first-time home buyer's loan.
Okay.
She did conventional, which gave her like that,
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
Like it's a buying power, right?
Okay.
And she went right in it, and they've been successful since.
Ever since. Beautiful. See, that's another thing. People, the generation Z are still living at home, making $100,000 a year, living at home. Imagine that. And either they're saving and the parents are paying for everything, and then they might can go buy a condo. They don't even want to get married. They don't want that next step. So if they do buy a home, they want to buy it themselves. So they can't buy it themselves because they would go with the mortgage. They're looking for more income, and if something happens to you, then they need someone else to pick up that tab. Basically.
So
how does that happen?
You said something very interesting. A few things, actually. And what I just captured right now, right? You said today's young generation, right? Would prefer living with their parents. So this is the thing. You live with your parents, pay no rent. First of all, let's hit that right and where it needs to be hit.
Yeah.
Right? I think we misconstrue the idea of what family is. Okay. Family is teamwork. Okay. When you're looking at a lot of people that come overseas, they all live in the small apartment, all work and build together.
They do.
They're not sucking the life out of each other. They're building together.
That's so true.
Okay, so let's start there because that's
different cultures do that.
But it's also a different way of thinking that's provided, right?
Yes.
And so we need to break free from the idea that good parents provide everything for their children because what we do is not educate them, empower them. We don't do any of that.
Nope.
And why would I go anywhere and do X, Y, and Z if I can just sit here and do nothing?
Right. And gain their property when
they go. Meanwhile, they're having to work all the way up to X, Y, and Z so that you can live comfortably.
Yes.
Fair to say, and that should be an inheritance, not you live off of.
Right. That's what they want to do. That's like, well, that's how they think now. Yeah. Why go buy a home when I can inherit this house when things go.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with living in your parents' house. I think that what's wrong that a lot of times is I feel like that there should be a place where the parents are giving their children responsibility.
I agree.
In order to help them grow.
Yes. And have something of their own.
Today, many Americans feel the American dream is becoming harder to reach. Why? Because the cost of building a stable life has gone up, while wages have not kept pace for many workers. The old promise that hard work equals success is now challenged by modern financial realities. Rising wealth inequality, stagnant wages, expensive housing, student debt, healthcare costs, and fewer pathways to upward mobility. skyrocketing cost of living. The major milestones of the American dream, buying a home, raising a family, earning a degree, accessing healthcare, and retiring comfortably, have become significantly more expensive. Housing market pressure. Home prices have risen faster than many incomes, making ownership feel out of reach for many first-time buyers. Education and healthcare costs. College tuition and medical expenses have created heavy financial pressure, especially for younger generations trying to save, invest, and build wealth. Stagnant wages versus corporate profits. While productivity and corporate profits have increased over time, many workers' wages have remained flat after inflation. This makes it harder for lower and middle-income families to save money, purchase property, or invest in their future. In other words, the financial barrier to entry has become extremely high. The traditional version of the American dream can require millions of dollars over a lifetime when you factor in housing, education, healthcare, childcare, transportation, retirement, and basic living expenses. For many families, that number feels mathematically out of reach, and that has led many Americans to question the old idea of generational progress, the belief that each generation will automatically do better than the one before it.
That is one of the biggest purchases that you'll ever make. And it scares me because I always thought, what if you lose your job, your health in the way? So therefore, how do you go to work if your health is in the way? Just things like that, and you go through a divorce. That always scared me to buy something like that because I want to make sure it's just the finances. Finances and wealth and health is always the decision maker, basically, for me anyway. So what do you do for someone that has that fear? Because obviously I want to buy into the American dream someday. I still think it's there because it is an accomplishment somehow, some way. But it's so far-fetched now. The expense and the income. It's just not. How does someone even afford American dream?
FMA students, let us get into the market because this is where a lot of people are asking questions right now. What does 2026 really look like in real estate? The big word here is balance. We are moving away from the frantic pace of the last few years and into a market that rewards preparation, strategy, and smart decision-making. Mortgage rates may still stay above 6% or come down only modestly, and price growth is expected to be more measured than dramatic. At the same time, inventory is improving in many areas, so buyers have more options and sellers have to be more intentional. This is not a market for guesswork. It is a market for strategy. And here is the key takeaway for our audience. The major housing outlooks are pointing in a similar direction. We are seeing expectations for modest sales improvement, more inventory coming to market, and slower price appreciation in 2026. That means conditions may be stabilizing, but local knowledge still matters. And that is where a trusted professional like Esther becomes so important, because general headlines can only take you so far. Real results come from understanding your specific market.
So that's
in New England.
Right. So that's
say.
a whole, right, because people can maybe still be able to do that. But here is almost like, okay, so what do you tell somebody like that, right? And so let's start there. I think it has to be definitely something you want.
Yeah.
We work towards what we want.
That's so true.
If it's not something that's because I'm not going to sit here and say that home ownership is for everybody.
No.
It's for those that want it.
That is so true. Yeah. And home ownership doesn't have to be the house. It could be the condo.
It doesn't have to look a specific way.
Yeah. No, everyone just think
a
the
tiny home.
Yeah. Tiny homes now popping.
I love tiny homes.
Oh, they're so cute. I love that show.
I mean, I don't know whether realistically I
don't know if I can live in it, but
I love it. Yeah. I love the idea of the low cost.
Yes, low cost. And some of them are mobile. You can move around. So that's so many ways you can do it.
Yeah.
No.
And back to like the fear.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm going to, transparently speaking, when you're looking at whether it's a first-time home buyer, whether it's a seller, whether it's an investor, everybody's struggling with fear somehow.
Yes.
Okay, so the fear is always going to be there.
No matter what.
There's a part of me that woke up today in fear that I might not be able to be the expectations of myself that I would think, right? And so the truth is that we press through fear. Isn't that where faith kicks in? It doesn't mean that we're not fearful. It means that we're moving into that realm.
That's right.
Regardless of that fear, because it doesn't mean that, everything's going to be that picket fence.
No.
It means that you're going to get through.
Okay. Welcome back to Fashion Monger Academy. Get ready to be entertained, enlightened, and empowered with FMA Lifestyle Curated Lesson Plans.
Up next,
So tell us a little bit about Hadassah Homes Real Estate and Design Incorporation.
today, we are spotlighting a woman whose work goes far beyond buying and selling property. Esther Summersett, real estate broker at Hadassah Homes Real Estate and Design Incorporated, has built a career rooted in service, strategy, advocacy, and vision. With more than 14 years of experience, Esther has guided clients through some of life's most important transitions, helping them buy, sell, invest, negotiate, and make informed decisions in an ever-changing real estate market. Her approach is not simply transactional. It is personal, educational, and deeply intentional.
So let's get into who is Esther Summersett. Who are you?
Good question.
Tell us a little bit about
I think
you.
initially when I think of who I am, I think first of all, I'm a woman that has came from different paths in life. I am me, myself, and I. I say that because a lot of times when we say a woman, we kind of like strictly categorizing right here. There's many aspects of me.
True.
And so with that, taking that part out, I'm also a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a grandmother. I am somebody that loves playing a role in impact
Yes.
in community. I think there's a part of that where it validates
It does.
who I am.
It does. It makes you feel so good. Rewarding.
But also, I think that it's a huge part of that. Why I do it is because I didn't have it when I needed it.
Okay. That's a good way of looking at it. I thought of it that way.
Somebody said to me, asked me a question. They asked me something about love. I said, I don't love the way I love because I was loved that way. I love the way I love because I wasn't.
That is awesome. And so many people say they don't know how to love because they weren't loved. But you know what love should feel like.
Yeah, and
That is awesome.
it took a very long time.
That is awesome to know that.
Right? Because how do you know what love is when
Right,
you're not
you
even
never
taught
did.
to love yourself?
Yeah.
Right?
That too.
You're
Yeah.
told to turn the cheek, you're told to do this, you're told to do that. And, but, in the same breath, people that told you were told. So it's kind of like a cycle. Right?
Yeah.
There comes a breaking point
Yeah. Has to.
where you're broken to be made over.
Yeah.
coming up next. Community impact. Esther is also deeply connected to her community. She does not only work in the city of Lynn, she lives there. Her investment in the community is personal because Lynn is home. Locally, she is engaged in upcoming events with the North Shore Latino Business Association, where she will speak on the importance of homeownership, design, and generational wealth building. Through this platform, Esther helps bridge the gap between Massachusetts and the Dominican Republic, creating pathways for investment, lifestyle opportunities, professional partnerships, and collaborative business growth. Her leadership background in nonprofit work, combined with her strong advocacy, negotiation skills, and hands-on community experience, continues to shape the way she serves. Esther's growth is rooted in creativity, experience, and a commitment to helping others move forward with confidence.
So, okay, tell us about How you educate, how you empower, and how you elevate.
Okay, that's a fantastic question.
At the center of all of this is empowerment, and that is such an important word. When people understand the market, understand their choices, and have a clear strategy, they make stronger decisions. Empower sellers through preparation and positioning, buyers through education and negotiation strategy, and investors through honest analysis and improvement insight. The bigger message for our audience is this: real estate is not just about property. It is about helping people move forward with confidence, clarity, and purpose.
So Hadassah Homes Real Estate and Design initially just started as a design as I worked my way up to having a broker's license. Okay. I think that, educating, empowering, and elevating something that we naturally are. So I think that it comes that when you are in that way, it comes with everything that you do. And so I feel like we do that in many ways. I think that a lot of times in real estate specifically, and in design you find it, where people actually buy homes, right? They don't know what they signed.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
So a lot of times they go through the transaction,
Okay.
But are not educated as to what it is that they're doing.
Buying into.
I know people, they have bought multiple properties and still didn't know the names of documents X, Y, and Z, right?
Oh, wow.
And so how do we educate
them
and empower them? Because that's empowering.
That's right.
Education is a level of empowerment that nobody can take from you.
That's so true.
Hence, you have no choice but to elevate.
Oh my God, that is so true.
And so we do that in many ways. We do that in the transaction. We do that through info sessions.
Okay.
We do first-time home buyers HELOC sessions, because what happens when you pass the first-time home buyer stage, right?
Okay.
How do you continue to build wealth? So we do that through different educational sessions, but also in all that we are. I do that through interior design. A lot of times people will hire me, whether it's for consultation services, and I will walk them through of why I chose what I chose.
Okay.
And then a lot of times I pose questions back, like which one would you do and why?
Oh, okay.
Right? So it's kind of like you give people, I feel like in this era,
Yes.
we're told this is a bucket and this is what you're going to use it for. And we lose a vision for what we can
do with that. That's
Correct.
so true. That is so true.
Up next, Esther combines formal real estate training with years of hands-on design experience. She is a Massachusetts licensed real estate broker, and through every part of her work, she remains focused on one mission: to educate, empower, and elevate. From real estate to design, from local service to international development, Esther Summersett is building more than spaces. She is helping build confidence, connection, opportunity, and generational wealth.
All right, so pick another question.
Gotta put my other sets of eyes on. Hold on. Okay. All right. What is your take on the death of the starter home? How can a first-time home buyer realistically get their foot on the property ladder?
Yeah. How do we get there? Like, the way it's dying down now, how do we even climb that ladder? How do we get there? Where do we
What
start?
do you mean? Do you mean the market? What is that now?
Yeah, it could be both. So how do we prepare for that? Do we have to try and get approved for a loan first?
I think that's...
What do you got to do? Because some people already have a job or 2, 3 jobs and still can't get the home. Where do we go? It feels like it's dying out because it's so far.
The market, I think, is because the prices, right now. And I don't think that it's going, so let's pretend the prices went down. That means the property values went down.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
So we look at it, and when you initially look at it, it has somebody that doesn't probably own a home. I mean, maybe other people as well, they're not really thinking through it. Is if this went down, that means my property value went down.
And why did it go down? What makes it go down?
because the economy does that, right?
Okay,
And the economy
okay.
drives those factors.
Okay.
And so, how do you get there? I have somebody recently call me. It was a first-time home buyer, and told me he was pre-approved for $350.
And what does that get you now?
Maybe a condo, somewhere in the very nice
That's
corner.
true.
Depending on how many bedrooms and whatnot, and maybe a
Okay.
fixer-upper, and that's still far-fetched.
Yep, yep.
But this was a realistic buyer because he told me I'm willing to go anywhere in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, that I will be able to obtain
Right.
a
Okay.
property. So he
Okay.
just wanted to start somewhere.
Okay.
Right, and so when you're looking at situations like that and people that are open, you're looking at Worcester area.
Yeah.
You're looking at New
out.
Bedford. You're
Yep.
looking at Athol.
Yep.
You're looking at, I'm not even going to play with Haverhill.
Right.
You might be looking at Fitchburg.
True. Yep.
So, and that would be
It's
if that's something
too
that,
far from the city.
if that's something that you want. Again, it goes back to what do you want?
What? Okay.
And what are you willing to sacrifice?
Yeah. Because if you're working from home, that's fine. If you're working in the city, that's
And it's also about, okay, maybe I start there, right? And then, because remember, that property is going to gain equity,
okay.
FMA fun
Right.
fact.
building wealth.
Yes. Okay.
Right. This is not doesn't have to be like when you look at a home. A lot of times people walk into the house where I'm a first time home buyer. This is my forever home.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that that's
a lot of people aren't thinking that. Okay.
I'm not sure that that's real.
Right. Okay.
'Cause
True.
once you already
you gotta
had-
grow. You gotta grow in. You're
gonna grow.
Grow out of that eventually.
Yeah.
FMA students, this guide is for the buyers because there is some good news here. In 2026, buyers may finally have a little more room to breathe. With more inventory available, there may be more opportunities to compare options and make thoughtful decisions without feeling rushed at every step. But affordability is still a major issue, especially with mortgage rates staying higher than the ultra-low levels people remember. So, buyers need more than hope. They need education, patience, and a clear plan. Esther helps buyers understand value, recognize opportunity, and make decisions from a place of confidence instead of pressure.
So how can someone obtain wealth through owning property? Because when I look at it, you're paying that bank for 30 years. And if a house is $1 million, that's like $7,000 or more for mortgage. Where does the wealth kick in? 30 years, I'm going to be 6 foot under.
The $1 million home?
Yeah.
I think wealth went out the door.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I
if you're
mean.
starting your journey,
Yeah.
right? With
Where does it start?
Because when again it's your lenses, right? So how do you look at it? You're not going to dump a bunch of money into a house. First of all, you're not going to start in that way.
Yeah, because
Right, unless you
my
got
God.
it, then then you already have wealth, and you don't need me to tell you how to gain
Yeah,
wealth,
but
right?
the houses that the houses that are there, not even appealing, are $1 million. So I have to dump more money.
It
into
depends,
Go ahead,
depending on
finish
the
your
area, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so when we're looking in our area specifically, they're not, except in certain locations,
Yeah.
to be precise, right?
Right.
And so you can get, like, in a lot of times, a single-family home for 5 and up. 5,
Okay.
at the 5, you're kind of, like, forcing a little bit, especially in our area.
Okay.
But, what again, like, even the...
So they're still around 5-ish range.
It's 5-ish,
okay.
depending. Again, those are going to need work for sure, right? In this area.
Yeah.
But again, even the young man that I told you, I was able to get him something in Athol,
Okay.
right, for under $350.
Okay.
So,
All right. So
I think
it's there. It
I
just
wouldn't
depends
start.
on where you want to live.
It depends
Bottom
on where
line
you want to live, what you're willing to sacrifice to get what you want, right,
Yeah.
and how much you want what you want.
Okay. So, okay, there is hope.
There's definitely hope. There's definitely hope. I think
keep
it's.
seeing this $1 million stuff.
That's
and I'm
because
like,
when you don't know what you don't know, right? And
Right.
you see what you see. But there's definitely possibilities are still there. The
Yeah.
market's definitely shifting because back in COVID, we call it the frenzy time.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Right.
Like
I
you didn't.
bet.
How is it COVID and people buying left and right?
Oh man, that's amazing. And they would design their homes because that's when they had to live in it for real.
And
So
and,
that's when a designer piece kicked in.
and people were paying $100K over asking.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Up next,
FMA students. And for the investors watching, this is a year to be smart, disciplined, and very intentional. With price appreciation expected to be more modest in many places, quick gains may not be the whole story anymore. The opportunity is in buying well, improving wisely, understanding rental potential, and recognizing where a property can be repositioned for greater value. That is where Esther brings a unique edge, because she can help investors look beyond what a property is today and focus on what it can become with the right strategy.
Okay, let's do another question for the American, buying into the American dream.
Oh, I got to see. What actionable advice would you give to someone who feels completely priced out of the market but still wants to invest in real estate?
That was basically almost what I was just saying.
Yeah, it was exactly what we were speaking about. Is for you to get the most return on your investment, you pay the least.
FMA fun fact.
No, repeat that again.
So in order for you to gain the most in return,
Okay.
is when you're going to buy for the least, right? And so for if you're going to buy a property and you want to, like an investor, and wants to get money, obviously he has
flipping it, almost.
Yes, he
Okay.
has to get
For
it at a
yourself, though.
specific price
Okay.
to be able to put money back in to get money. And in this market, that part is a little rough. Like the investors, because they're everywhere, they're calling everybody cash now, right? And so that's how you know when it's getting serious.
That's what I was going to say. What do you do with them cash bucks? Straight up cash?
But
buyers.
has you and I that would be wanting to buy that property to live in,
Yeah.
I would say get the least appealing house.
FMA fun fact.
Yep. Okay. That's almost like when I go, I'll put another scenario so people can maybe understand. Okay, when I go shopping, for instance, I love when something's defected. I'm like, oh, I scored. Because I feel, I feel like I am going to get a markdown right now. I'm not paying full price. So I'm one of those people. I love when I can get a deal. So if I see a house that has a lot of flaws and I'm going to pick them out because I am one of those people detail oriented, I will be like, oh, I got to do the floors over because they're popping up over there. Or I have to do the roof over. I'm going to look for all those flaws to make that price come down. I'm one of those kind of shoppers.
And I think a lot of the sellers, when they're selling a fixer-upper, they are aware
Yeah.
that they're fixer-uppers,
They're selling
right?
as is, right?
And that's why they're selling it as is, because they don't want you to come back with.
Oh, that's where that comes in?
But you know, if
I'll
if
find
it's sitting on the market,
Yeah, that too.
that's a strategy,
That's
right?
a strategy.
And so that's even more so negotiable.
Okay, good. See, I like that. Negotiable is my thing. I will always haggle if I can. But if I'm paying lots of money, I have expectations. It better not be one flaw. Not be one thing wrong. If I'm paying full top.
You sound like a true buyer.
Yes, I'm one of those. If I see anything wrong, I'm going to be like, oh, wait a minute. So, yeah, I'm one of those. Okay, pick out another question.
My trusty glasses. Who is someone you've met along your journey who truly embodies what it means to achieve the American dream?
What about, did your parents own a home?
No.
No. So you were in rental?
So yes, fun fact. I love fun facts.
Yes.
Is I grew up predominantly on Section 8 in the Great Wick cheese,
Oh, yeah.
the powder milk, all that good stuff.
I had that experience.
Yeah. So I wouldn't I wouldn't say that when we're talking about American dream. I don't know, maybe someone I've came across is maybe like local attorneys maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
And that way we're from a surface, it looks like,
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you want that.
I would have wanted. You
Yes.
know? But the grass always looks green on the other
Doesn't
side.
it? Doesn't it? Oh, man. And it was so funny how you say that, because I grew up in housing. So, not Section 8, but I had housing. So, I don't know the difference, but I had
Same
that.
thing.
And coming out of there was this big mansion White House, looking dead at us all the time. So, it's like, that was my inspiration. I want that White House with a white Cadillac. Just want that every day. I used to tell my mom, I'm going to own that house. I want that White House. That was the inspiration, pulling out of that housing projects every day, looking at that house in front of me. But, life gets there in your way. So you have to think about how you're going to get there. Yeah.
You change. Things begin to look different.
Yeah.
Yep.
So true.
Coming up,
FMA Gameplay segment with guest Esther Summersett. Now it is time for a little FMA gameplay with our special guest, Esther Summersett. This game is a fun real estate challenge featuring famous homes from popular TV shows and movies. Here is how it works. We will show Esther a famous fictional property. She has to guess where the home is from, then decide what she would do as the real estate expert. Live it, list it, or leave it. A live it. Esther would move in, renovate, design, or make the property her dream home. A list it. Esther would put the property on the market, stage it beautifully, and sell it for top value. A leave it. Esther would walk away because the property needs too much work, has too many risks, or does not match the lifestyle. We are talking iconic properties, the kind of homes viewers instantly recognize from film and television. Think cozy family houses, luxury mansions, memorable apartments, beach homes, brownstones, and dream spaces that became characters all by themselves. Esther will break it down from a broker and designer's point of view. Is the layout worth saving? Is the location a win? Does the home have investment potential? Would the design need a full makeover? And most importantly, would she live it, list it, or leave it?
So the first home I have in mind is Home Alone. Everybody remembers Home Alone, right? What do you go, that little kid?
Yeah.
So I love that house. So that's like a traditional home for me. That's kind of homes that I like. Would you live in it, sell it, or would you pass on that?
I'd sell it.
I know, huh?
I'm like, I'll sell it.
Just the curb appeal will sell itself almost, right?
That's an easy sale.
It is. I love that type of home. How about the Kardashian home?
I'd sell that bad boy too. Sell it all.
Just the name, right?
Yep.
How would you even sell something like that? Just the name recognition, or just the way the house looks? How would you even sell something like that?
Well, that depends on what category of people you're trying to sell to.
True.
That really depends, because some people might just buy in because the Kardashian owned it.
That's so
right?
true, right?
But
Do you
then,
even put that out there to let people know?
I think that's definitely like a sales market.
Yeah.
It's a marketing technique.
Yes.
I think that probably would be
That
something
helps.
I would definitely do. But I think in the end, again, it depends on the criteria of people that are looking to buy that type of home.
True. Okay, how about the Brady Bunch? That's a 70s home, the Brady Bunch.
So do we have like a remodel it?
I know, huh? I know. The Brady Bunch has a different, different type of house. Like the traditional house was the Home Alone, New England look. But the Brady Bunch house, I was obsessed with just the maid, never mind the house.
Yeah.
Alice, remember Alice?
Yes, I do. That was actually probably one of the most watched shows.
Yeah, I used to watch that a lot coming home from school. General Hospital,
So-
didn't watch that.
I mean, I depending on the era, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
keep it, right? But then, then I think that I'm also a realtor.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I always look at things through the lens
Yes.
of building wealth. And
That's
so
true.
there's only so many houses you.
Yeah, that's true. Because in that type of house, would you have to do a lot of upkeep, change it over, make it new?
Maintenance is
Yeah,
serious.
it's a lot.
So I'm more the type that if you told me something small and cozy.
Yeah, because that's a different style, too. Yeah, it's not for everyone. Okay, what about the Jeffersons? You remember that show, The Jeffersons?
That was smaller.
Move it on up. That was a high rise.
Moving on up to the east side.
Yeah, East Side. I forgot about that part. Yeah. So that's in New York. It's like penthouse.
I think that's very homey. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Because that's
feel.
apartment living. Not a lot of people don't want sky high type of living.
Yeah,
so.
it was cozy.
Yeah.
I like cozy. So I'd
Because you have to
probably
try and sell that type of house or list it for people that, like me, that wouldn't want to live in that type of environment. I would want a backyard. How would you sell that type of home, right?
Yeah, I'd probably keep that one though.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, easy maintenance.
That's true. That's true. You got a doorkeeper, so you have to sell it that way, right? You got to sell
And
it.
I get to Airbnb it.
That's a good idea. So if you did keep that,
It would be
didn't think
more
it
of
like
an
that.
investment, low
That's
maintenance
true.
investment.
That's very true. Something to think about. Good, you're right. How about this one's a little spooky? The Addams Family.
Oh boy, I'll pass.
Some people like those. Yeah.
I'll pass.
Some people like that goth look. You know what I mean? So if you had a goth client that wanted that,
I mean, you
What would
could.
you do?
Everything's sellable, right? I just, it's a little harder. So buyers buy through their eyes. It's like
Yeah.
we eat with our eyes,
True,
right?
true, true.
And so when they go to us, unless of course it's a gothy person, they're
Yeah.
like, they don't see the value in that. They
Yeah.
see a bunch of repairs.
right? Because they might say, "Oh, I want an all black house," and you're like, "Oh, I don't know where
Very
many of
specific
those are."
market.
Right there, it is. That's exactly it. The Addams house is that type of market. Yep. All right, couple more. How about Roseanne? Remember that show, Roseanne?
Oh yeah.
With that, all I can remember is the blanket.
That's
So would you tell them to get rid of the blanket first of all when you go in?
I don't even remember the blanket.
Oh my God, that's that quilt. Not even quilt. It's a knitted quilt that was on the sofa. That is like the theme of the house.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of the older shows that have a lot of those blankets. Now that I think of
I'd
it,
be like, that has to go first.
I think all the furniture needs to go with that bad one. But that's what it was back then.
That's true, that's
I don't
true.
even know if there was something called interior design
No,
because
they
everything
were
looks
just-
so.
The reason I bring it because I think they were like not even middle class family. That was just poverty in that situation. That was more the American what we have.
What was poverty to them?
to them, I guess.
Because
But-
that's not, that's actually mid class to some of us.
True,
depending
true.
where we come from,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 'cause
So that's a
yeah.
whole different conversation. But
That's
that
true.
was definitely poverty to their class,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Because I have a mixture here. Some people are regular folks, penthouse, Brady Bunch, they had a maid. So you got a little variety here. Now we're going to go up a little bit. How about Dallas? Remember that show, Dallas? Oh my gosh. It was cowboy stuff, Texas.
I really
Big
don't. But
Dallas.
Texas,
think of a
Texas
ranch.
homes are big.
Right, think of,
That I
there you
don't
go. It's
know.
big, horses, things like that. Wealth.
I love that.
It's wealth.
But I mean, maybe don't care so much the house. I'd
Yeah.
probably keep it because of the horses.
Yes.
Or that's all you got to say to sell it to me. It's a horse.
Horse, because you got all that landscape. So that's how you would definitely sell that one, landscape itself.
As long as it came with a horse, I'd keep it.
That's true. Sometimes they do that, don't
I
they?
love the horse.
You
yeah.
could throw that in, right?
Yeah.
Three more. How about the Fresh Prince?
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big house. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it.
Big. There's a big White House, right?
I'm
That is
going to
huge.
sell it.
You gonna sell that one?
Yes.
Awesome. What's sellable about it?
Location.
Yeah.
Location.
Location. That's right.
I think
Beverly Hills,
that's
right?
a easy. That's a good sale, right? And again, building wealth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You
I
know,
didn't think of
we
that.
can't grow if we try to hoard everything.
You're right about that. How about Full House? Remember that show?
Yeah.
With all
Full
the
House,
kids and
Mary
all the
Kate
guys living in there?
Ashley.
Yeah. Because that's San Francisco, right? Or what? Is it San Francisco?
I think so.
California?
I think so. I probably wouldn't want to live in San Francisco. I'd sell it.
You sell it? Okay.
Yeah, you know I'm a realtor. I'm selling everything.
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 Ooh, and the type of house it is, too. It looked like an apartment, but then again, it was a home. So it was kind of, I didn't like it.
It was
I didn't
big,
care for that house.
but it was
much.
big. So
Okay, last one. The best one of all to me. Dynasty. Remember Dynasty? You might be too young for Dynasty. That was my show on Thursday night.
Well, I
And
remember the
the big
name, but I don't
shoulder
remember.
pads. Oh, just glamour.
I don't remember the
Rich.
house.
Yeah, just rich. Filthy rich. And then you wanted everything there. Because I remember my mom would, decor the homes like what's in the soap operas. Had the rolling cart for the bar. She just did all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Homes, those type of series and shows have a big influence on how you want to have your house. It inspires you, I think. to how you would like to live.
For how you envision your life to be.
There you go. Yeah.
I think
yeah.
that's truly what it does. It there's an image that comes along with that.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. Okay, coming up. Okay. And do you view a primary resident as a wealth building asset or a heavy liability?
Primary residence. So let's say if you're a first-time home buyer, right?
Yeah.
You're FHA loan.
Right.
You have to live in that property for the first 5 years. You're probably
Okay.
gonna anyways, because you need to recuperate for the financial investment you just made.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
reality, right?
Okay.
Okay, after that. And even if you did live in the property, think about this. If you get a basement with a 7-foot height, that's a possibility.
Okay.
Because now you're creating an opportunity of building an extended living down there.
Okay, let's start with the $1 million question. How would you describe the current housing market for someone watching right now? How would you describe that? Because I already think it's $1 million, so you told me it's not.
No,
but
it's
go
not.
ahead.
It's not. Okay, so I would say it's starting to balance itself out.
Oh, okay.
Because when you again back in pandemic era, it was like you can't do anything, right?
No.
I mean, we're struggling in the sense that we have the rates, the high rates, but still now they're coming down,
Yeah,
right?
because it was higher than 7, wasn't it?
But now it's kind of it's starting to stabilize, right?
Okay.
And so we're looking at that as we're definitely in a different place than the pandemic, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Where there's actually more houses on the market now, right? It's starting to equate. I would call it right now somewhat of a seller's market, but stabilizing because buyers have. Because houses are also staying on the market
that was
longer,
my next question.
it gives them the buying power of inspection and not having to make spontaneous decisions.
Oh.
Because in pandemic, they had to do that, right?
Okay.
Hence, I just said my daughter paid X amount of money over asking.
Asking, that too, huh?
So right now, again, buying, which is why I always refer to chase the houses that are on the market longer.
I agree.
Right?
Get that discount. Okay, so you kind of answered the question. Are we currently in a buyer or seller market? What does that mean for someone that's watching right now?
Well, seller's market means that pretty much, in layman's terms, sellers get what they want. But right now, again, we're stabilizing.
Okay.
So because there's still buyers out there and there's still there's inventory coming in, but there's also houses sitting on the market. So we're balancing out.
Okay.
Coming up next. As the founder of Hadassah Homes Real Estate and Design Incorporated, Esther has expanded her mission beyond local borders. Her work now reaches internationally, with ongoing projects in the Dominican Republic focused on real estate development, design, and community impact. Through this growing platform, she continues to help individuals and families see real estate as more than property. It is a pathway to opportunity, ownership, and generational wealth. Her core expertise includes buying, selling, investing, negotiation, client advocacy, and wealth building through real estate education. Esther's message is clear. When people are educated, they are empowered. And when they are empowered, they can elevate themselves, their families, and their communities.
What are the most common financial mistakes you see first-time buyers or investors making right now?
Buying homes. We have no business buying.
They're buying it for clout, right?
Yes. You know, I know that we're supposed to sell as realtors. But what I prefer to call it is walking with you through a journey of buying. Right, because I don't want to I don't want to tell you, oh, okay, so you have $1 million budget, max it out.
Right. Okay.
No. Do the best you can to go under, because just because you get a $50,000 credit card doesn't mean you're going to max that bad boy out.
That's so true.
So I would say, again, look at your numbers. Make sure they work for you.
As we close today's American Dream episode, Esther Summersett's journey reminds us that real estate is not only about buildings, contracts, or closing deals. It is about people, purpose, and possibility. Through her work as a real estate broker, interior designer, entrepreneur, and community advocate, Esther continues to open doors in more ways than one. She helps families see what is possible, helps investors move with confidence, and helps communities imagine a future built on ownership, creativity, and opportunity. Her mission is simple but powerful: educate, empower, and elevate. And whether in Massachusetts, the Dominican Republic, or wherever her vision takes her next, Esther Summersett is committed to building spaces, strengthening communities, and inspiring generational wealth. Thank you for joining us for this episode of American Dream. Thank you for watching Fashion Monger Academy. Until next time, continue to invest in your dreams, build with purpose, and remember that every space has the potential to become something greater.
Okay, so closing this out, do you have any current projects going on with Hadassah?
Well, right now, we do, as far as renovations, we have kind of things overseas in the Caribbean going on.
I love that.
And so...
Yeah, you sell property overseas.
Correct.
International.
Correct. And so we work closely with architects there.
Okay.
To building the dream.
Awesome,
Right?
awesome.
It's not in America, but it's a dream.
Yeah, that's the retirement dream.
It's correct. And
That's
so
the other
right now
dream.
we're, as far as that, locally, we've done many restaurants and many residential properties. So we do
Awesome.
commercial and residential,
Awesome.
FYI.
Okay, good to know. And you live here in the city.
Correct.
So they can reach out to you here. And you also sell property here, and you also are a resident. So that's an important piece there for people to know. For the viewers looking to break into real estate investing, what are the best first steps they can take today to get into the industry? Or the profession, I should say.
You mean in real estate investment?
Or real estate, period. Yeah.
In real estate, well, if they want to become a
A
realtor.
real estate agent. Yeah.
Okay. I would say the first thing is make sure you have your high school. If you've already gotten that, go get you that class.
Yes.
Pass that class and then call me.
That is so true because you're still building a team.
Yes, as a very specific, right? But again, at the end of the day, it's about building community.
That's so true. That
So
is
whether it's with
true.
us or not, it's not so much about us retaining agents, but supporting you
Okay.
into where you want to go.
And you believe in the city you live in, your
Correct.
community, selling homes here, and you have
Correct, because we're not really truly about hiring X, Y, and Z. That's irrelevant. You know, we love collaborations. We collaborate all the time. You know,
That's so true.
with different entities.
Yes.
And brokerage, and I love that. And we love to continue to do that while helping you grow into those positions.
That's so true. Okay. Well, we thank you for tuning in today, and please reach out to Esther Summersett, real estate broker, interior designer, here in Lynn. And we thank her for coming on today and giving us a Fashion Monger Academy lesson plan.
Thank
American
you.
Dream. Thank you so much.
As we wrap up, let us bring it back to the bigger picture. The American dream is still very much alive, but in 2026 it takes knowledge, strategy, creativity, and the right guidance to reach it. Find the right real estate agency that brings all of that together through real estate expertise, design insight, staging strategy, with guidance of American dream of generational wealth, and a mission centered on education and empowerment. So whether someone is buying, selling, investing, or reimagining a space, the goal is not just to complete a transaction. It is to create opportunity, elevate value, and step confidently into the next chapter. That is the message, and that is why this FMA financial education lesson plan matters.
Thanks for watching Fashion Monger Academy, lifestyle curated episode. Watch episodes on YouTube and LCTV website lintv.org. Please follow us on YouTube, IG, and TikTok. We thank you for your support. sponsored by